Hello friends, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come to you today to talk about original sin. And what that meant back in the day, like in the Bible days, and what that means now. So basically, according to Christianity, and Christian scholars, the original sin of the Bible times and the original sin of the fall of man simulation, they don't put it in those words, but that is what they're saying in so many words, was when Adam and Eve tasted from the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the garden, thus condemning everyone after them to some kind of death unless they themselves found the light in one way or another. Okay, so since we are on that simulation and we are now in the year of our Lord 2026, where we have 5G towers that are disguised as trees that attach you to the internet via devices that are often emblazoned with pieces of fruit with a bite taken out of it if you own an Apple product. The original sin of the current time is the internet and technology, because there isn't a person that is born or in this era that is not subject to or a participant in the internet age. And I don't mean nobody on earth, because obviously there are remote villages and there are places, out there and people who don't even have technology at all. But for the average person that is born in the civilized society right now, you are born under the original sin of being attached to the technology, which is the internet. There was a time when it was the television, and there was a time when it was the radio. And in general, the original sin that everyone is born under is the attachment to media in general, because media is much like the snake in the garden. It is an outside influence telling you that your nature is not good enough and that you should explore something outside of it, even if it's, bless you boo, even if it's your own imagination that you would be pursuing if you weren't buying someone else's version of a dream world or a fantasy or an action or a drama. You are giving up a part of your own imagination and paying someone else to entertain you with yours, which is technically a sin against yourself, especially if the entertainers are also the fallen. They're also the ones who are on the bad side of the maker of the simulation. So that is what gets you into a tangled web of sin. And that is why the people of the olden days always warned that secular music was of the devil, that all of the television was the devil's blah, blah, blah. All of that kind of is true. Okay, so that is original sin on earth, and it's very interesting, and it is almost impossible to get away from it, because at these days, I've seen people with babies in a cart, and the baby has a phone, and the baby is playing with something on the phone, like touching the phone, playing like Roblox or something. I have no idea. It's crazy. They have it in schools. So that's it. There you go, and there you have it. And it's something that you really can't get away from, but you just have to change the whole timeline. And that is what workers of light are trying to do, as I'm distracted by the light shining on my décolleté. Anyway, that is all I have to say for today. I love you. Bye.